Hey folks, this is Adam Gussow with Modern Blues Harmonica, coming to you with a kind of final announcement of an event that I'm really excited about, one that we did back in 2010, 11, and 12. We're doing it again this spring for the first time in, 6 years? Of course, I'm talking about Hill Country Harmonica, and I've got a question for you. The event goes off in less than 3 weeks. The question is, have you ever been to Mississippi? Because it's occurred to me that I've realized over the years that there are a lot of harmonica players who know that Mississippi is one of the places where the music comes from, but they've never actually been to Mississippi. So if you are that person, if you're a harmonica student or player and you've never been to Mississippi, this is your chance, because you'll be coming across state lines from wherever you're coming, and you will be encountering a really, really friendly bunch of people. The event takes place at a place called Foxfire Ranch, which is actually a kind of a down-home and dusty horse ranch that has weekend events. It's in Waterford, Mississippi. It's about 50 miles from the Memphis International Airport, so it's about 20 miles north of Oxford, where I live. I've been living in Mississippi for more than 15 years. I love it. Here we are in the end of April, and this is just the greatest period of the year. The weather is just fantastic. Now, it can get warm, but it probably won't be too warm at that point. No promises. You might want it warm. Anyway, the event takes place on May 17th through 20th. So the 17th is a Thursday, the 18th and 19th, Friday, Saturday, 20th. I think I'm getting these dates right, but down here in Mississippi, maybe where there's a little slippage. The point is, it's a long weekend. We've got some incredible headliners. Number one among the headliners is Magic Dick of the J. Giles Band. Not with the band, but the Whammer Jammer man himself. And of course, I'm looking at my screen, I'm looking at the ad. We've got Charlie Sales, the great mojo man himself, out of Washington, D.C., originally from the Boston area. Charlie, great player. He's kind of the guru of this event. We've got Mitch Kashmar, incredible West Coast player, plays chromatic harmonica. We've got Todd Parrott, who is he's like the great contemporary out of Nashville, super fast, kind of fast and fun, and uses overblows and overdraws, but you'd never know because it's just really sweet sounding stuff. We've got Jimmy Lee. It's amazing that we've got a lineup like this. We've got Jimmy Lee, who, for my money, is just about the best rack harp player in the world. I remember seeing him at a club in Austin. My wife and I went down, and he was doing a whole set of Frank Sinatra tunes. This is a guy who can play hard blues all night long, and he can play Whammer Jammer, too, better than almost anybody I know. But he was playing Frank Sinatra, and he was playing rack harp, doing all this stuff that worked over Frank Sinatra tunes. And he can sing Frank Sinatra. So we've got all these people, and we've got, from the people who've been at the three events, the Perry family. Bill Howlin' Mad Perry, bluesman extraordinaire from North Mississippi, lives in Abbeville, just down the pike from Waterford, from the Foxfire Ranch. So we've got, and he will be there. He and his beautiful daughter, Shy, will be there, as they've been in past years. They'll be kind of in the backup band. I think they'll be doing some of the jamming. What is this event? Well, the best way to think about it is it's a harmonica teaching intensive during the day that morphs around cocktail time into a jam session that then morphs into a kickback, have a drink, and watch some incredible harmonica concerts. And so that's really what we've got. We've got a lot of other players, including a young guy out of California named Kyle Rowland. I'm really excited to see him. So you never know who's going to sort of come across the threshold. And of course, we've got, I'm looking for his name, I'm not seeing it. We've got harp customizers, Andrew Zajac, coming down from Canada. Harp customizers. We've got a whole bunch of sponsors. Some of them will be there, but we've got Honer, Blows Me Away Productions. We've got Harp Wah. We've got Suzuki, Spa, Hayburner, Golden Birds. All the harmonica manufacturers love Hill Country Harmonica. You will probably want to bring some cash to buy CDs from the artists. Oh, by the way, I didn't even mention I will be there with my Blues Doctors duo. So Dr. Gussow will be there. We have a new album, Same Old Blues Again, that I will be talking about. So what are you going to get if you come down? Well, first of all, the price is only $225. This distinguishes it right away from those higher-priced 5-day camps that take place in Clarksdale, Mississippi. So there's another harmonica event that you've probably heard of, but it's much more expensive. It's like almost $200 a day. Ours is $225 for 3 to 4 days worth of programming. That doesn't include your room, but another $10 a day per person, and you can camp on the premises. So if you're into that sort of thing, hopefully the weather will be nice to you. There's showers. This is a low cost, all things being equal, a really low cost, staggeringly underpriced blues harmonica event. Again, it hasn't taken place in 6 years because it's a lot of work. But we got a guy, Sean O'Phelan from Midwest Harmonica Workshops, who's dedicated, putting in overtime every night on doing this thing. So I can guarantee it's going to be great. It's going to be incredible soul food, sold by the Hollowells. And of course, wine and other libations. Beer will be available for purchase. And what else can I tell you? Except that during the day, there's going to be 4 concurrent breakout sessions most of the time, which is to say, if you're a beginner, we've got a breakout session for you at every point along the way. Excuse the itch on my nose. It is not growing, I'm telling you the truth. It's just a little itchy. Springtime in Mississippi. So if you're an intermediate, there'll be 2 sessions. Every time we have breakout sessions, 2 sessions that you can attend. You'll have hard choices, but we're going to probably repeat a few things so that you can maybe catch the one you didn't see this time, next time. And if you're an advanced player, we'll have a session each time for you guys. So lots to learn. It's an intensive, that's why it's not just a festival thing. A festival would be a little cheaper. But as harmonica intensives go, it's really very reasonably priced. I'm probably going on too long, so I want to give you a quick hit lesson before I go. I don't know if I'll teach this or not, but here's something I found an improvisation video for sax players, and it had a point that I'd never thought about. It's a point sort of for meditation and study, and it said, are your short notes clearly distinguishable from your longer notes? And I thought about it, and I thought, how many harp players really, either they're just wailing on the 4-hole draw, and that's their long note, but that's the only long note they do, or they're doing a whole lot of kind of bouncy, jumpy, or me, very scaly. As though the only way to produce good blues and a powerful response from the audience, an emotional response, is to play a whole bunch of notes. It's taken me, I've been playing more than 40 years, it's taken me 40 years to get over that idea. And I just did a session by way of GarageBand and we transferred to a friend of mine who sent me a track. And it made me think, I played much more simply than I sometimes do. But to say simply, I didn't play a zillion notes, but I was really thinking intuitively, working intuitively with the track he gave me. Now, his track, I can't share the track with you, but what I can share is what it produced. This is a D harp. And so I want to think, he sang a line, and I went, but what I also, so that was one of the sorts of things that I did. It was in a funky groove. So it wasn't a shuffle at all. We got a D harp. Can you play that lick? Can you hear what I'm doing? So I'm starting on the 1 draw, going to the 2 draw whole step bend, going to the 2 draw unbent, then back down. And then I'm jumping up to the blue 3rd, hitting that 3-hole draw with a little bend. And back to the 2 draw. Now, that may be a lick that you don't do very often. In fact, I have to practice to make sure that I nail it right. To go from whole step bend on the 2 to half step bend on the 3, and then back down to unbent 2. So this is just one little thing. I think a lot of intermediate players have trouble nailing this well. Oh. It's really easy to get it wrong. And it's easier to go a little slower at first. Now here was what I ended up doing a lot of. I kind of did that stuff. And partly I did that because the way that he sang the lyrics, there was actually like an extra half bar, or maybe it was an extra bar, 3 bars instead of 2 bars between the vocal lines. So there was some extra space to fill, and I found myself holding on the note and then just listening to how the note blended beautifully with the jazzy kind of jazz funk keys and the bass and a little bit of guitar scratchy on top. And of course what I'm doing is I'm tapping my foot. So this is what I'm going to encourage you to do. Just take a simple riff like that, get it right. A boom, boom, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And then hold the 2 draw and just breathe in and feel. So this is a riff that gives you a chance to go from short to long, and where you can really feel both. The in the groove short and then the long while you're tapping your foot and holding the groove. Can you do that? And then we're going to end this. I don't have time to show you that second riff. This is just a quick hit lesson behind Hill Country Harmonica. But this is the sort of stuff we're going to do. If you come down, I'm telling you, y'all, as a naturalized citizen and resident of North Mississippi, come on down. You're going to have fun. You want to budget in another day or 2 to go and see the Delta. We're not in the Delta. We're in the hills. You're going to have a really good time, man. So I hope to see you. Go to hillcountryharmonica.com or just Google Hill Country Harmonica. There's the Legacy website comes up first. That shows you all kinds of photos from those 3 years back in the day. And then the second one is Midwest Harmonica Workshop. I'll give you links for both, probably in reverse order. Anyway, Midwest Harmonica Workshop is where you register for this. I'm going to see you soon down the road. Check it out. Bye-bye.